here we go. 10 seconds.
Yeah, there'll be a little bit of delay on our end, but this is it, ladies and gentlemen.
Broadster says don't die. What a legend. That Broadster.
Remember, folks, if you die, you lose your playoff spot.
That's...
All right.
They're not wrong. I mean...
So Papa, what are you hoping to see here in the, whatchamacallit, the incentivized spots? Well, let's see what's here first. Ruse at level 1 white magic. That's in a nice spot. That's going to be nice. And
that's very
the best
nice.
black magic spell is Rub. So the Hangry Canuck has already made a wise decision in not bothering with a black mage.
That's true. That's a really great magic selection you're looking for here. Absolutely the complete opposite you want at this point in the game. Our Forerunners are going to be a little sad with the that's weird because yeah. All right. Lord Fizzlebeef giving a first look into Temple of Fiends.
Yeah, sorry about that. I suddenly realized that in all my preparations, I failed to do one important thing on the back end that I'm going to have to make sure to correct down the line.
And
so
we have a kill of Garland already by the Hangry Canuck. Now he's going to go check the other chests.
Yeah, he may just step out, save, check. All right, so he's going to step out, save, check the chests, and go back in. Yeah, we are on a bit of delay with this, I'm afraid, folks, so I apologize if we're a bit behind the action as you're seeing it.
Zardia dropping the 2 bits. About 10,000 gold in the 3 chests on the left-hand side of Temple of Fiends.
That's going to be nice. Yeah, getting deeper in.
Lord Fizzlebeef having a little problem, getting beat up by everything.
Yeah, the bright side is it doesn't look like anything so far has something too particularly nasty. So.
Nope. The Garland had heal too.
Well, it doesn't do him much good when when the runners are literally just throwing Rub in your face. So, I'm seeing Canoe and Loot out of the King and Princess. So.
Yeah, the early kill for Canuck really paying dividends here to start out the race.
Yeah, no, that's going to get him out to a very early lead.
With that 10,000 golds, we have relatively cheap tents and... Okay, the real estate market's not too expensive in this scene. Check out our swords. I got short swords for a little bit on the expensive side, but it's gonna buy copper bracelets and wooden armor. As we're seeing Hangry go to the left. Tristal going for round 3 with Garland, picking up that money. So how do you think the runners, are they going to deviate from prior round strategy, or do you think we're going to see a lot of the same as far as just kind of taking the fights as they come, and no major grind spots or anything?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily want to risk the the grind in this situation. Like, you may be able to make yourself a little more secure, but this is going to be a sprint, I think, especially if you don't think you can outdo 8 of these runners otherwise. Like, you're just going to be I will be shocked if no one takes a Marsh Cave gamble. I'm going to be honest.
The Dwarf Cave had a 1 gold piece in it. They're not. The Hooray Dwarf is not retiring well this year. This seed. Poor guy. Yeah, I'm not. I know I've talked to some of the runners about strategy and stuff, and they all kind of seem to be on the same page. Where, you know, they feel like it's a little different because you're racing 15 people, not just one, and you only have to beat half. So I honestly think we could see a little bit safer strategy. Edge giving us a look in the white magic. Harm 3, nothing to really write home about. I didn't see black magic.
Looks like we got fast and black magic, so... yeah, level 3 black magic having fast, that is really handy.
Ooh, level 4 learnable red mage fade. That's really nice to see.
Yeah, I think you're a little bit ahead of me, but it's all good.
Oh, my bad.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. You're still you're closer to the actual production, so it's all good. But yeah, so we do at least have that sweeper spell available at level 4 black magic. Yeah, between Fade, with that forced white mage, and Lit 3, we at least have something solid in those first 4 levels, which is what you want to see since the majority of your casts are coming from those 4 levels.
Yeah, the learnable Fade for the red mage is really nice. And Tristal gets an encounter on the canoe area by Astos' castle. Lord Fizzlebeef did not. I don't know if he didn't didn't get the money in Temple of Fiends. He has no save items, so he's going to be trying to make this run with no tents or houses or cabins.
Well, fortunately for him, it doesn't look like anything so far has had anything particularly bad. Like, no nuke imps, no blaze wolves, no stone poison.
Cure 4 and 6, Harm 4 and 6, Nuke and 6, Ice 3 and 6.
That is a stack level 6, and
Exit,
that is
Exit and 6 too.
Oh, that's less. That's less fortunate.
That's a dead. Oh man, he's gonna go all the way back. That's so unfortunate. I totally missed what the sages had.
Well, I'm about to see it, so I can tell you. And it looks like the sages have the rod.
All right, rod hype.
Yeah, I'm trying to kind of cover things on the back end at the same time.
It's all good. I'll try to keep the ship afloat.
This is why we pay you the big bucks, Papa. This is why we pay you the big bucks.
That's right. You just sent me that handle of rum, baby. I'm good. I'm a cheap date. So I think this is the point in the run where you kind of get ever so slightly what's the word? Disgruntled as a runner, as you've now gone through 3 of the incentivized locations. You have not found the floater. We're going to see Edge Figaro give us our first look at Provoca, which is originally the second town you would visit, but because of the way we have open regression now, you can take the canoe all the way around from Corneria. We have Ice 2 Warp. Oh my god, that is a stacked level 2 magic. Definitely taking Temper, definitely taking Warp, and probably Ice 2 with one and Triple X, Quadruple X with the other. It's really tough.
Like with that ice cave dive in your future, you're not going to complain about having that level 2 warp.
No, not at all. It's fortunate that level. I mean, it kind of stinks because you'd like Invis 2 on 3 of your characters, but I don't know if you can give up all those spells and the black magic on your red mage. And we see Lord Fizzlebeef going back for all that money. He's really noticing he needs those save items to get to the next town because the ogre creep fight had something terrible that none of the other runners have seen, apparently. We're going to see Tristal see if he can find some good encounters here. Really looking for that lucrative 4-peed fight. The pirates had I don't know.
I mean, we're playing with safe pirates on, so whatever the pirates have doesn't matter. We just kill them. They are dead.
No, I mean, I meant I didn't see what they gave.
Oh, I should be able to tell you here in a minute.
I don't think it was the floater though, because you see Edge going to Matoya, which typically is not a good sign if our runners are going over there.
Ooh, well. We'll find out here in a minute when Canuck gets up there.
Yeah. Lord Fizzlebeef. Gotta be sweating a little bit. 11 minutes has not... Oh, here we go. What's the this fight got? Nothing bad yet. So we do see he took Ice 2 on one of his black magic casters. I don't know if he took Triple X. I would have liked to see take Triple X on one and there's nothing there. Ooh, gold bracelets. The gold bracelets were max price in Crescent Lake, so that's really nice to see. That's 65,500 gold that you're not going to have to spend. And Tristal found 4 peeds and reset and powered out of it. Okay, Tristal. All right, there you go, baby. Yeah, looking for 1. I guess maybe the peeds are bad because he's running away from 4. They do have mute. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, mute's going to make it so that you're not taking those peeds out. All right, I think I am good on the putting out a fire that I accidentally started front.
All right, the pirates gave the bottle. Vicky, the bottle, got the bottle from his friend up in Gaia. And we will see Tristal making his way.
I do enjoy when I see the when I see BK with the bottle, because it implies this continuity of the story, and I like that, you know.
All right, we're seeing some party swapping. I'm curious why he put the thief in the 3rd slot. Maybe because it's got the red mage has more protections right now.
Yeah, he may be planning to keep that thief with him. I mean, if you're going to bring a thief along when you don't have to, you're not planning to Dan him.
No, most definitely. All right, Edge. So Edge is the only one who's gone to Matoya. We'll see if he decides on a Peninsula grind. He's only level 4, so I wouldn't be shocked. But, you know, he's going to make a fool of me and go south.
Well, it's one of those things. If did he see what those peeds were packing? Because that might incentivize him to stick around the Peninsula of Power.
I don't believe so. I believe Tristal's the only one that has seen that the peeds are packing some heat.
Because yeah, it's one of those things like the Peninsula of Power compared to, say, the area around Crescent Lake, it's pretty much a wash. Like, the only advantage Peninsula has is you're more likely to get, those zombies. or a Tyro. And, those are fights you can just one-shot or take out if you have a decent harm spell. Or in this case, because Peds have mute. Regardless, it looks like Edge is making that volcano dive, and I have to assume he's only going to check the armory, seeing as Zar's pointing out, he's only level 4.
I like it. Level 4 volcano hype.
Lord Fizzlebeef has made it to Elfland at least, so he'll be catching up here in a minute. You're saying, Papa?
With the red mage, he's taking a nap now. Rest in pepperoni's red mage. Curious if he will keep the red mage asleep, or if we will see some reviving. Oh, the defense sword, that's a nice pickup. For Edge Figaro.
Defense and Volcano, nice.
Some money. Oh, the Mass Immune!
Is that also in Volcano?
Also in Volcano.
That is an insane armory.
This is a hot armory. So the question is, do we bring the black mage, the red mage back up? I mean, we have no life spells, so I don't know.
I figure that Edge is probably going to at least finish looting this floor because he's already here. He's got the Mazza.
Holy crap.
He is going to go ahead and make a liar out of me.
Wow.
What are you holy crapping about? I was looking down at Edge's screen.
That almost one shot by the fire.
So fire's going, oh, holy cow. Okay, yeah, I just caught up to that. I'm going to refresh my stream real quick.
That was a slap in the absolute face. And Edge found Blizzard Bulls or Blizzard Scorpions or something. Has a full party though, so knows what chests he does not have to go back to. We have Tristal doing a little POP grind, as well as the Peds earlier, so really interesting play here. Does not have the money. Looking for some money, I'm guessing, to buy some warps. Some warp spells, some quad X's.
Yeah, but Lord Fizzlebeef is at least finally making his trip around the continent, which is fortunate for him.
Yep, picking up that rod from the Circle of Sages.
So here's the thing I'm thinking about on Edge Figaro's side. How many other runners do you think are going to make that lava dive? Like, I'm currently looking down, and not a whole lot of anyone else has made that play yet.
Yeah, I see 2 of the 15 are also in the volcano with Edge Figaro, and everybody else is in various stages of like Crescent Lake, Provoca, and the Certs. So we have 3 runners that kind of clearly look like they're ahead.
Can you tell who else is in the volcano?
I have, let me see, Will Cleosis is in the volcano, and X Ice Blue is also in the volcano.
All right, so that's going to be very interesting to see how that one shakes out. It does look like Tristal has opted for the POP grind, trying to avoid those Peds. Edge has gotten what he wants out of the volcano. He is rolling out. I will be surprised if he isn't going to go make an ice play. Now, with defense and Maz in hand, then I'm going to be surprised.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he's going to go get some levels outside of Crescent Lake.
So here's kind of the, he went, he grinded, or he didn't really grind. He's only, what, 5 or 6? So he's still relatively low level. But he's got the information from the second floor in the volcano. He's got some good weapons. Well, he's got one equipable weapon for his... Oh, he's level 7. Nice. The question is, where do you go from here? And if you go to the ice cave, how much do you check if you warp and find out that that's not the incentivized floater?
I think it comes down to possibly considering playing the odds. There are a decent number of chests in Ice Cave, and so it's one of those things where, like, you're likely to pull something decent out of there. And if you assume most of your opponents are, going to be in full-on sprint, not checking any chests that aren't in my way, that can give you an advantage in the late game if, like, dragon armor turns out to be in the bottom of Ice Cave, or one of those ribbons we're looking for. We know that none of our incentive items are going to be down there.
No, there's 16 chests in the ice cave, I believe. So you know that the runners are going to check a minimum of 3. But you don't know. We're going to see Edge give us our first look at the Edge Figaro. He likes to call himself Little E Edge. Is going to give us our first look into the ice cave. I really don't like going to the ice cave pre-level like 9 because it has such a large variety of encounters, different monsters that can be packing different stuff, and if you're not at the level you need, then it could get really, really rough.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things. It's a call that I think, if Edge weren't confident in his abilities, he wouldn't make. But you've got Maz in hand. You've got a decent selection of crowd cleaning spells at your disposal. Like, even with the levels he's got, he should be in decent shape to get out of these fights. And the sooner he finds out whether or not Floater's down here, the better off he is. Like, I agree with the levels he's at, he probably isn't going to dig deep into those first 3 chests, unless this is just a really mild ice cave, which, granted, we see stun wraiths, so I don't know if that makes it mild or not.
Yeah, the wraiths are hitting hard, too. They're in the fighter for 45 plus.
But it looks like Lord Fizzlebeef is also going to be making his way upriver from Travoka. And I think, is he on the way to Ice Cave right now?
Yes, he is. I like it. We do have Flash Specters. That's always nice to see. I'm curious. The one problem with their spell selection is they have no really good sweepers for the undead. They have Ice 2, which isn't really, really efficient. And he's actually not even going to check the 3. Oh, God, it's the tail! Oh, no.
Oh, no. So, this makes things entertaining.
I do like this, though. He picked that very specific tile to get the eye, to get the quick eye fight, get him some levels. So this is nice. Ooh, but the eye has glance. So this is a little risky. We don't have, but he'll be able to get some levels really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, all he has to do is act before the eye, and it's a free fight with that Maz immune on his fighter. But yeah, Lord Fizzlebeef is probably not going to be pleased to see that... Oh, it just clicked in my head, too. Now you have to dig out Ice Cave.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You've got to look at all the chests now, because we're looking for ship TNT.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Who rolled this? Who is the crafter of this gem?
I'm actually going to go double check this because I'm not entirely sure. I wasn't looking when this got rolled.
Oh, it was Zardia.
Okay. I was trying to tell everyone before this race we didn't need to bring in like someone who doesn't normally roll the seeds to roll this one. Zar was on the case. This was going to be ridiculous. Unrunnable frost giants and frost wolves.
Ooh, what is this? Vanilla food. The unfortunate thing is, Lord Fizzlebeef also doesn't have the mass immune, so this is going to be extremely difficult for him. And we know that the tail is here, so we're going to have some salt. We have unrunnable tyros. We're going to see some angry runners. Team Steak is getting fed today. It looks like we do have a TNT sighting from Edge Figaro. Is what I believe. Sorry is confirming in chat.
Yeah, I'm seeing it on our back end as well. So one part of the puzzle has been solved.
All right, so we're halfway there. Living on a prayer. Unrunnable R-Bones. And, Tristal's been at the Peninsula of Power for a long time, and he's only level 9. So...
Again, though, Tristal doesn't have to try.
I kind of wish Tristal brought back the Black Belt strats.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
We do have an ice armor. Nice little pickup. So, Ship is not here, so we'll probably see Edge go back to the volcano. We don't have a crown, so we can't be in the crown lock chests at this point.
Well, I mean, your only options at this point are: do I go to Volcano or do I go to Marsh?
I mean, I think we know the answer to that question.
I mean, yeah, Volcano, you progress your orb collecting. You have a decent number of chests. You can pick up a couple of pretty decent experience fights on the way down, assuming that Agamas and or red dragons aren't too dangerous. Lord Fizzlebeef being very careful and is not going to be very happy that he was very careful collecting a tail.
No, he's salty.
Yeah, Canuck, and he... this might be a mistake on Lord Fizzlebeef's part. He is going ahead and leaving Ice Cave, and we know that he is going to be missing the TNT until he comes back here.
He might just be going out to try to save, and then dipping back in. He does have a few houses, so viable strat.
Yeah, we'll see what he does. Hopefully he goes back down. I mean, at a certain point, it's almost faster to just go ahead and try and walk out of Ice Cave. Like, going through and getting all the chests.
Well, I don't mind this in that well, he did lose his white mage, though, so that really sucks.
Yes, that's because Fey Wraiths are the worst.
It's true.
Except for Gargoyles.
So I do think we're going to see... Nope, I was wrong. Alright, Fizzlebeef. Come on, baby.
Yeah, at this point, Fizzlebeef's... I don't even know... Like, this is going to put him behind anyone who does opt to go searching through Ice Cave and finds that TNT. But it looks like in the meantime, Canuck is going to be grinding outside of Crescent Lake. Taking these peed fights, which is an interesting decision.
I don't know what I just did. So we have 3 runners right now with the tail. According to our super duper handy device.
Edge Figure are going to find another katana in the volcano. Which is, admittedly, something I forgot can happen with the 2 katanas, but whatever.
If only he had Double Thief.
Anyone who brought Double Thief into this race is a mad person, and I wish I was commentating their run.
Maya's not on our stream, but maybe Maya bought 2 thieves again.
Alright, I thought for a second there Edge was going to skip the second Agama chest, but I think he realized that he still needs that ship.
So Edge, one last chest, gonna give us all the information we need.
Alright. So, do we have a forced marsh cave for this play-in race?
That'd be so good.
It would be amazing and terrible, like the sun.
It'd be like the best awful thing ever.
I'm gonna have to ask you to hold your commentary until I see what's in this chest. Because it's not the first time I've had my hopes and dreams shattered by another man. Darn it! Darn it! Darn it! Now, granted, on Lord Fizzlebeef's side, we may still see Marsh because he doesn't know TNT's in ice. And ice is a very long way away when you don't have the floater.
Well, let's see. This poor Lord Fizzlebeef is really looking. Ah, man. I feel bad. But what is Canuck doing in Elfland?
Stocking up on spells and potentially... Like, Canuck is the kind of runner who I can totally see just making the play on Marsh Cave without even checking the other spots. Because he knows no one else is going to do that, and it is the meanest of all decisions. He is not doing that, though. He just wanted the spells. We do have Edge Figaro taking on Carrie, though.
Temper. Wow, Carrie hits hard. The Knight, the fighter, hits harder, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's also one of those things, it's a white mage. Like, Edge put that white mage out front just to die.
Alright, so we have ship, we have TNT on Edge Figaro's side. Where do we go next?
Probably to Melman to pick up those level 5 spells, and then... Well, his choices are he can either head up to Onrak or he can head to the Castle of Ordeals. We do have open progression flags in this seed. So, actually, it looks like he's going to go loot the rest of Armory. maybe he is looking for, say, a ribbon or dragon armor or something to make the, well, he can't use dragon armor, but he might be looking for a ribbon to make that dive into either ordeals or waterfalls safer.
Chat, let us know. Where do you think the floater is? We have 2 locations. I guess you could say we have 3 locations left. The third one would be the biggest kappa of them all. But let's see what you got, chat. Where do you think the floater is?
He does also have the rod, now that I think about it. He may opt to head to Earth Cave.
Yeah. What if we had Ruby locked 5th floor, 4th floor, Earth, Ruby, locked, floater? That'd be awesome. Getting some levels for his fighter and his black mage, and he's gonna warp out, take a seat, cabin up, go get his ship in Elfland, and roll out. So we're at the 36-minute mark. We'll do a little recap here. The king and the princess had the canoe and the loot. Pirate Vicky had the bottle. The old men doing yoga in the park had the rod. The tail was in the ice cave. Ship and TNT are required. TNT was in the ice cave as well, and the ship was in the volcano.
And did you say a pirate had the bottle?
Yes.
All right. Then yeah, we are pretty much caught up at this point. Unfortunately, no one is forced to go to Marsh Cave.
Yep.
But fortunately, Lord Fizzlebeef might wind up there anyway, because he noped out of Ice Cave after he saw that tail, and so he did not pick up his TNT.
I mean, is it really unfortunate for us that it's not there? I mean, that's kind of good.
Well, I mean, it's fortunate for the runners. It's unfortunate for us because I wanted to see them all have to go to Marsh Cave. Can you like imagine the interview salt if everyone had to go dip Marsh Cave in order to get out of the inner sea?
That'd be good times.
Exactly.
So I definitely think we're going to see Edge do some shopping, pick up some spells, go to Malmond. Level 5 is the last viable spot for a life spell. We have not seen Life 1 or Life 2 in 1 through 6 save Malmond, so this is kind of a pinnacle point in the run. If Life 2 or Life 1 are level 7, then it makes Topher... It makes you reconsider Topher, put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely... I don't know. It's one of those things, you know, all of these runners, they're used to dealing with Topher in weird situations. And because they're going to be getting their airship later than usual, they'll likely pick up a few levels just in passing. Just from having to walk from location to location and probably having to get into some unrunnable fights.
Hedge gonna mosey onto the dwarf cave, get the TNT turned in. I actually believe it's faster if you go to the canal to the left, just south of the bridge. We have a nice feature in the randomizer where if you have the canoe and have to go across the canal, once the canal is opened, it's faster to park the ship in the canal routing north of the Northwest Castle. But before you would get trapped because the canal would break, but now the devs have put in a bridge so that does not happen anymore.
Yeah, it's one of those things. If you've been watching just these Swiss Seeds, you may not even know that happens because it's not been common in the Swiss round. Now, once the bracket matches start tomorrow, it's entirely likely that we're going to see a lot more canals.
Spoiler, Edge does not check level 5 magic. I'm actually shocked that he didn't.
I mean, he may just be thinking, I don't have the charges for it yet. I'm not going to be getting the charges for it yet for a little while. I need to go because the sooner I get that floater, the sooner I'm at an advantage.
I like how somebody's trolling us in the tracker typed that the Ruby is in the Titan's tunnel.
I don't know
Although
why it's doing that.
Nobody's been in the Titan tunnel yet.
I don't know why it's doing that.
Jerks.
Like I'm actually looking at that and I don't know why my spreadsheet's doing that.
I was like, wait a minute, who's got the Ruby already? I think at this point we can say, I don't know how updated our little spreadsheet is. We kind of have a spreadsheet that has what's going on for everybody. Because, you know, we're only commentating and watching one stream. But it looks like Edge is the only one with the Fire Orb lit so far, and the only person who has found both the ship and the TNT. So he is the front runner and is dipping Waterfall. I really like this play. He's got the levels, and the Waterfall is quick, 6 free chests, and gonna go see Bob the Robot here, see what he's got packing.
You know, that would explain why Edge went to the trouble of taking a couple extra fights before he got out of Volcano. He's sitting at probably, what, level 13 on his fighter in Black Mage?
Yeah, he's like 10 on the other 2 mages and 13 on the fighter in Black Mage.
Yeah, that is solid enough, especially with Maza in hand, to just go ahead and do Waterfall. And if he's thinking that his opponents aren't going to gamble Waterfall first, but get hype, folks. Tristal is dipping into Marsh.
What? I think he's just doing this for the memes.
Either that, or he just is assuming that the ship's going to be in Marsh because this seed hates him.
This is uncharacteristic of Tristal. Fuchsia Fantasy on point with that. Wow. I think out of the 2, you only have access to 2 extra spots unless you're going to dip the Earth Cave. We do have the rod, so you can do all of it. But the Waterfall is a little safer. Mud Golem, certainly the hardest of the enemies that you can get out of Ordeals in the Marsh Cave, but they're not very common. If you get Gas Dragons, you're just really, really unfortunate. But this 5 Wiz Mummy, 3 Mummy, 1 Cockatrice encounter here, gonna be fun.
To answer Fuchsia's question, the ship was in the Red Dragon chest. So it's a chest that some people might just skip. That's going to be interesting.
Especially your first time through. It's definitely a chest you consider skipping. Edge getting a nice chunk of experience, hitting 12 and 14 on his entire party, except for his Red Mage taking that dirt naps again.
I mean, you say that, Fuchsia, but we've already seen Lord Fizzlebeef skip out on all of the chests at Ice Cave.
We do have the cube.
Vanilla cube?
And about 10,000 gold. Alright, next viable check is Ordeals. I mean, you're going to go to the incentivized locations first. If Ordeals does not have the floater, that means we've got to go to the Earth Cave.
Yeah, we have the rod, so it is an option. Edge is also, I believe, looking for the vendor item still. We haven't seen that.
Oh, yes, you're right. Uh, so, so we definitely want to see him check the caravan, which he's going to do. Yep, that's right here. Good point here. Save, so you can walk to the caravan and then reset out if there's nothing there. So we could have the floater in the caravan, theoretically.
If the floater's in caravan, that might actually be the rudest possible location because it's such a walk.
But no, it is the slab. We
Slab
also
in
did,
caravan?
yeah. We also did have the bridge in the waterfall, which is kind of Kappa. Yeah, I think the way this gets extra trolly is if they have to go to the Earth Cave to get the ruby to get to Sarda. I think if you get the ruby here and it's not floater here in Ordeals, you're obviously going to Sarda first. Everybody up to pace here. It looks like Ice Blue's the second person to open up the canal. Again, I don't really know how up to date this little document is, but we do have 3 other runners besides Edge Figaro with the Fire Orblet as well. This is certainly a Czar seed. This is about as Czar seed as you can get. So Tristle's just hanging out here in the marsh cave.
Looking at the spreadsheet, it looks like Jay Coper may also have found that marsh ribbon.
Ooh.
So Jay Coper making a marsh dive is a little more of a problem for him because he actually does count.
Yeah, I mean, the ones that are actually going to the marsh cave kind of. All right, you guys, what are you doing?
I mean, at least that ribbon is an advantage that they'll have. And if there's only one other ribbon that's in the path that these runners are taking, then that might work out. But yeah, it's definitely not something you want to see.
Just taking a quick glance around the other channels, the only interesting thing is Brodster and Falconic are grinding on the Agama a little bit. Otherwise, it's a great cluster of shenanigans between everybody.
Yeah, there is a white shirt in the chests and ordeals. I think that might have even been the Zeus Gauntlet chest.
And we do have the floater in ordeals. Ooh, skipping out on the double Saria fight. That's pretty good experience.
So I think at this point it's safe to say Edge probably has an edge.
I see what you did there, buddy. We do have Ice Blue, also in Ordeals, so he'll get his floater.
So yeah, at this stage of things, it looks like Ice Blue and Edge are our 2 leaders.
We have Falconic and Brodster literally doing the carry fight, entering it at the exact same time.
And Lord Fizzlebeef is on the Agma floor here in Volcano, so hopefully he does check his Red Dragon chest.
All right, and we do have, we are airborne at 49 minutes, 20 seconds. Floater has been acquired. So we're going to get our last progression item here. and then we will see, where they decide to go to route. This should be the crown. It is. So we have all our progression items. We just need to do the crown chest line to get the key to unlock the door in Temple of Fiends Revisited. But we'll probably see some free chest checking, slab translation, and then I would not be upset to see an earth routing in here while we're here, and then you could do the top half of the world, and then you're done from Edge Figaro. I think that would be optimal routing. But what do I know? I'm 2 and 3.
I mean,
as he goes to Zardia.
Zardia is not a bad call. You have the tail, you have the kind of gear you're going to want to strap onto a knight. You also have that white shirt for your white mage.
And then he makes a fool out of all of us and goes to Astos.
I mean, again, this is not a bad move. In the meantime, did Canuck take a wipe in Ice Cave? It looks like he took a wipe in Ice Cave. Yeah, he took a wipe in Ice Cave because he was deep enough in there where he would not be on this pathway if he didn't wipe. Yeah, Edge not going to go turn in that key yet, so taking a very interesting choice of routes, but looking at our runners as a whole, he is going to be the first one to get the class change. Which again, with the equipment he's found so far, this is a solid call. Yeah, he's going to make this Cardi Island sweep. Meanwhile, Lord Fizzlebeef, I think, is going to at least get his ship, which is going to make re-exploring the rest of the world a little bit easier. But again, he does not have that TNT out of Ice Cave, and that is going to be a problem for him. Do not believe we've seen anything else out of... Welcome back, Papa.
What were you saying? We haven't seen anything scary from monsters?
No, I was saying... I don't think we've really seen anything out of the Cardi Islands yet, and chat can correct me on that front.
It's been pretty mild. Fizzlebeef makes very quick work of carry 1, lights his first orb, and is now kind of scratching his head. Do I go back to Ice Cave, or do I go to the Marsh Cave and be a gambler?
Yeah, it looks like about a little over half our field at this point has lit their fire orb. And only a handful of runners have not collected their ship yet. But almost everyone has their TNT in hand.
Now, did Angry Canuck actually skip the TNT chest?
I'm not sure. We'll have to watch for when an item menu pops up and see if the TNT is there.
I mean, he does have to go back down, but Be curious to see.
I mean, if he has an extra warp charge left, actually, he doesn't have an extra warp charge left. That is a dead red mage.
So no warping for you, sir.
Lord Fizzlebeef is going back to Ice Cave, so avoiding a possible disaster there.
I like that.
And by disaster, I mean going to Marsh Cave. Yeah, no TNT for Canuck. He missed that chest.
It's not good. We did see Nuke in level 6 Czar, but we have not. We haven't seen. Oh, we do have life at level 6 as well, so that's good. I didn't see that. I just saw Cure for an exit, and my eyes were bulging out.
Yeah, I do remember seeing that life spell, so our runners definitely at least have some ability to do stuff. But yeah, Czar in chat making an excellent point. Life is locked behind that tail, so all of our runners at a disadvantage until they make that Ordeals trip. No, not even the Ordeals trip. No, yes, the Ordeals trip. That was where the floater was.
Yeah. Okay. I do like this routing here is gonna do the chest first. I would really like to see him do Earth Cave before he goes back to the top half of the world. I think that would, time-wise, that would be the most optimal at this point in the run.
I think it's going to depend on what he finds checking some of these key lock chests. If there's a ribbon or, mainly just a ribbon or the power bonk, he may opt to go ahead and do Earth and then worry about chests later.
Yeah, I think that's the one big thing. Everybody except Jay Coper is missing is their first ribbon at the almost 58-minute mark.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not seeing a second ribbon marked anywhere, so...
No, I don't see it on the tracker either. I believe just Jay Coper and Tristal have the one ribbon.
Yeah, and Tristal doesn't count, so... Jay Coper, still has a lot of work to do in that other race, but he does have the advantage that he does have a ribbon, and he does appear to have just picked up his ship, so he'll be coming along shortly. But yeah, we are currently following, as far as I can tell, the field leader right now in the form of Edge Figaro. Only 2 other runners have their airship, and I believe both of them have also picked up said airship.
Huge pickup in the Dwarf Cave. The power bonk is there. One of the endgame items you're really looking for. It's a really nice luxury item. Actually works in the randomizer. Unlike in vanilla, where the Saber spell does nothing. So I think you're just looking for an armor. Although they have ice armor on the fighter, so you may not even be looking. I'd almost say this is go mode for Edge Figaro. Except for one ribbon. Yeah,
I think he will still check... I don't think he's going to go too far out of his way to check chests. He's got that warp spell, so checking, say, Sky 1 is definitely in the cards. But as soon as he finds that ribbon, I cannot imagine he's going to look for a second one. He's got that... He's got a fighter at pretty good level. He's got that Mazamune. He is almost good to go.
Nice cheap pro rings.
Does remember to translate the slab at Dr. Un.
Good guy, Dr. Ood.
You'll learn Lefayan in 10 minutes or less, or your money back.
10 minutes, that's like 4 seconds.
Okay, you've played D&D before, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
You always skip over the long, difficult training sequence because no one cares.
I've never played D&D before.
That is a pity.
My boy, Edge Figaro, showing me up, baby. I like this. I really like this. This is a great play.
Yeah, looks like Edge is taking your advice, whether he knows it or not.
This is why I'm 2 and 3. But this cuts out a travel world trip to the north side if you do this here.
Yeah, the real question is he even going to bother checking anything on the way down? And the answer is he is going to check at least some of these more convenient chests.
Yeah, there's like 6. You got those 3. You probably check the 4 on the next floor. You skip that one that's way out of the way. And then maybe you check the 5 in the northern part, that room with 5. Maybe you check those 5 because they're kind of in the way. And you have the warp spell to warp back to the beginning.
Yeah, I think with that warp spell in hand, that increases the likelihood that you're going to go check those. Just because, like you said, you can very quickly jump back to where you were. But we'll see what Edge opts to do here. I imagine if there is anything good in these chests, most other runners aren't going to be checking those.
Nope.
Unless they are thinking that they've got a ruby-locked floater and are just gambling that the ruby is down here and that they need to go see Sarda.
I actually like checking this chest with the Earth, just to find out if the Earth is A, unrunnable, and B, does he hit hard or does he have any nasty spells, because he could be a game changer in Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Yeah, it is one of those things like, scouting fights is definitely something that a lot of runners are able to take advantage of. But so far, not really much of anything here in Earth.
Nope. It's been pretty mundane. I mean, he skipped 2 of the chests that I definitely would not have at this point. Tristle's over here scratching his chin like, what have I got myself into?
And if any of the people, and just as you said, he's going to check, Edge is going to check those northern chests here on floor 4 in Earth, and then he's going to warp back. Really, I think the lesson we need to take away from all of this is if you draw Tristle in the next round of matches, your seeds. Get yourself that good even footing.
Zar is the great equalizer.
We just thought it was Temple of Fiends. Turns out Temple of Fiends Revisited is just another name for Zar's computer room. And while we're speaking of him, shoutouts to Zar for being our restreamer here on Randomania 4. The other 3 Randomania channels are also getting their own restreamers. Norestra, Wolfman 2000, Shalasia, offering up their bandwidth to make sure y'all can see this whole field at play. Our tracker, Mr. Versetti, helping to keep things straight in this ridiculous match. And, shout outs to all of our runners who are, making the best of a seed that's a bit of a pain. Speaking of being a bit of a pain, Lich, not that. And Edge Figaro is going to be our second runner, it looks like, with Ice Blue being the first to get 2 orbs lit. So these 2 runners definitely leading the pack right now. Canuck, meanwhile, continuing to make his way down through fire. As Fizzlebeef making the correct call and heading to Ordeals.
It looks like we have a couple front runners, and then we have a lot, like, just in the middle of the pack. And then we have some that are trailing, which is kind of what we thought we saw. I certainly know when they said they announced who was doing this playing race, it was kind of like, well, you got to kind of figure, you know, person X, Y, and Z for sure going to get it. You know, they're top tier runners who have just had unfortunate pairing. And then the middle of the pack is wide open for those last 5 spots because, I mean, we have some really, really, really talented, unfortunate 3 and 2 runners right now. Like this just shows how drastically the community has improved from Tournament 1 to Tournament 2.
Absolutely. And it looks like Edge Figaro has decided that, you know what? I'm not Joker. I'm not Poogle. I'm going to go talk to some mermaids.
Yeah!
Oh, no, my bad. I'm not going to go talk to some mermaids.
Oh.
Sorry,
Shoot.
I'm sorry that I I'm sorry that I psyched you out there. That's my bad, Papa.
I thought I was going to get to see the ladies.
No, you're just commentating with a moron.
Well, now that my depression has set in because I've been rejected again.
I mean, at least you're the smartest commentator in the room right now.
I don't know if that's saying much, Wolf.
I mean, yeah, I didn't exactly give you a very high bar to clear, but yeah, no, Edge is opting to head straight for Kraken, only checking the free chests. Question, chat, are any ribbons besides the Marsh ribbon? As far as we are aware, no.
Yeah, we've seen no ribbons at all. For the record, I do believe Ice Blue has opted to go for the Sky Castle first. He just translated his slab, or he took the translated slab and got the. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's definitely some different routing happening here, but I fully expect Edge Figaro will be our first runner to have 3 orbs lit.
Oh yeah, he's the first person in the third dungeon, third orb dungeon. Yes, our Edge skipped out on Double Saria earlier.
It looked either trolley lobsters or trolley sea snakes. I didn't see which one got in Edge's face just now.
Yeah. Ooh. Did he not pick up life?
No, he has life. I think he's just out of charges on it. So he is resorting to Mosbune White Mage strats.
Uh-oh.
So he is currently hoping that Kraken 1 isn't going to be a Kraken today.
Yeah, well, he cracked all right.
Oh! Fortunately, Edge does have that defense sword, so he can take the teeth off of Kraken.
Through 3 ruses.
Ow. Well, the bright side for him is it's doubtful anyone else is going to have an easy time in Sea Shrine, so he's going to go ahead and back out there.
what caused the deaths? I didn't see what.
I didn't either. I looked down and I looked up. He was in a fight with what looked like sea snakes and lobsters. I looked down. I looked back up. Half his party's dead. And yeah, Zardia pointing out in chat that Lord Fizzlebeef has made some really good routing calls to kind of put himself back in the upper part of the pack. He has his airship.
Yes, he's done a really good job making this comeback. Not succumbing to the beckoning call of the Marsh Cave, and he's level 17, which is nothing to threat at because I don't think anybody else is even close to 17 at this point. And Tristal, we don't care about Tristal. Never mind. He's just here for show.
I mean, I don't even have him on the spreadsheet.
No, I was just watching. I was just admiring his. Is that a chocobo perler behind his head?
I don't know. I'm watching the Czar stream instead of the multi-Twitch.
Maybe that's why I'm a little ahead of you.
No, that's totally why you're a little ahead of me. I mean, it doesn't make too much of a difference. Looking, though, at the rest of the field, Edge is one of only 4 runners who actually grabbed that power bonk, so definitely an advantage for all of them.
Yeah, it looks like just 1 or 2 runners in each race has the power bonk. This is heating up here. Still nobody with their second orblet other than Ice Blue and Edge Figaro. Little E, as we'll call him.
Yeah, I mean, he is definitely in a strong position. Meanwhile, Hangry has at least gotten his ship and probably is on his way back to Ice Cave, because I imagine he wants to deal with Ice Cave before dealing with Marsh. And yeah, Fuchsia Fantasy pointing out in chat, Tristal also doesn't actually have the crown yet, so he can't get into that. We do have dragon armor on, I think, is that the 2nd floor of Mirage? I actually know where Lord Fizzlebeef is. Why does... Where is Lord Fizzlebeef?
He was just at the Zardia Isles.
Yeah, but I don't think... Yeah, I didn't see where he picked up the dragon armor from. And that is like one of the only things I didn't put on the tracker.
He had to get it from the Zardia Isles. He hasn't gone anywhere else that Edge Figaro has gone.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Edge Figaro has the dragon armor and I've just missed it this entire time?
Runners are still really starting to sweat looking for that first ribbon. Unless your name is Jay Coper or Tilo, who also has a ribbon.
Yeah. Granted, they're probably sweating for completely different reasons.
Yeah.
Because, as far as I can tell, that means both of them made that marsh dip. But yeah, Lord Fizzlebeef starting to make his circuit through. Has to feel like he probably feels like he's at a disadvantage at the moment because he did have to double dip Ice Cave.
Yeah. I definitely feel if you... Go ahead, go finish it.
But the thing is, having made that quick jump to go grab the airship, he's at least put himself back in contention. Since a lot of this field has not collected the airship yet.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising if we look at the spreadsheet here. How few have the floater? We have 9 of the 15 runners have the than half just now having the floater. But I really feel if you're in Fizzle Beef's shoes, you're sweating a little bit because you had the double dip ice, and you had a really slow start, having to walk all the way back to Corneria to get your save items and kind of double dip Temple of Fiends to get that extra gold. So Fizzle Beef probably feels a little behind. Canuck is doing Canadian things, I guess. I don't really know. Edge has to be feeling good right now. His run has been extremely smooth. He's had basically no hiccups through the first hour and 15 minutes, except for the little scuffle in the waterfall, but not the waterfall, the sea shrine. But other than that, he's got to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's definitely one of those things like, he may be a little bit concerned having taken that death to Kraken, but Kraken is also a very quick fiend to get back to.
Right.
So, like, he can't feel like he's lost more than a couple of minutes.
No, and we know that he has not lost a couple of minutes. He's still relatively competitive. We see Ice Blue is the first person to light 3 orbs. He has taken out the oh no, that's the crystal, never mind. Wow. That's trolly. But we have Falconic and the Ice Blue are both in Big E, Edgeworth.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say they're all in the Sea Shrine right now.
Yeah, Edge Figaro, meanwhile, is going to go ahead and start climbing up the Sky Castle. As far at this point, he knows once he finds a ribbon, he is in fantastic shape. And chat pointing out that Lord Fizzlebeef, or as Czar has phrased it, Lord Fizzlebonk, does now have the power gauntlet.
Nice. Fizzle in the hizzy. No, Czar, do not vote the Vorpal. Vote for a real weapon. Fizzle's going to give us our first look at the 3 keylock chests in Temple of Fiends. Maybe hiding a ribbon here.
Yeah. No, this is a chest that other runners have passed up on, and Canuck is actually in Marsh Cave. I just looked up and saw that. Probably because the gargoyles are what's the phrase I'm looking for here? Unrunnable.
Terrible.
And nobody wants to deal with unrunnable gargoyles. That's like the worst thing. But he does have that warp spell, so it'll be easy enough to get out of here.
It went too fast. I didn't see what chest he grabbed. I didn't see what was in the chest.
Thor Hammer was about the only thing of real note in Sky 1.
I was meant for Fizzle.
All he found was a house in that first chest. I guess that is one advantage, just being slightly desynced. If you miss something, I know to watch for it. Ooh, Edge Figaro definitely digging for a ribbon. You never see anyone come into the spider room.
Yeah. I think there's only like 9 chests in between these six prongs. They really stink to have to search. Nothing of note in those other 2 chests, a pure potion and a large dagger. So we have Sad Panda Fizzle showing us that there's nothing there worthwhile. Yeah. And it might be a case where all 3 ribbons, maybe they're in Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Well, we know one isn't, but we don't know where the rest are.
What if both of the validation chests in the Phantom had ribbons? That'd be funny.
Then I think that brings RNG to a whole new level.
The real question is how many of the runners dip out and save before they go back in. Ooh, damage, poison, rock goals. hate to see that.
Luckily, most of Edge's party is at a point where they can weather the attack.
Except for that poor boy in the bottom. Oh God, here we go, 2 of them. Run. No, don't fight.
He might be digging for experience. He knows that, Oh, but Lord Fizzlebeef does at least give us a look at the White Magic shop in Gaia, and Wall is at level 7. So, not great, but at least on the table.
Wow, this is...
This is not a great
really
situation. This is not a great situation at all.
I mean, he's going to have a fat fighter if he can get through this and find a ribbon and dodge a war mech. Now you can't even go to the right and check the 6 chest because you have no warp to get back.
I mean, he may do that anyway.
Yeah, I think... Oh, we got one. We got one, baby.
All right. Figaro may just be straight up like, all right, let's do this. Solo fighter. Let's go clean out the Temple of Fiends. I mean, not really, but...
No. I think you're gonna see that.
And it does look like there is a 3rd ribbon in Sea Shrine, looking over. I assume on the mermaid side or in one of those out-of-the-way chests, because we know it isn't on the way to Kraken.
Let me see, where's... Falconic is on... Yeah, Falconic may have made a play on the Sea Shrine. Falconic did clear Sea Shrine, so he has his Water Orb lit, and Ice Blue also has 3 orbs as well, so...
Yeah, but Falconic's the one who has a ribbon in hand, so...
Yes, Ice Blue does not have that ribbon, so we can pretty much guarantee that it is Mermaid's side.
Yeah, but with the ribbon where it is, that is at least we do know that almost every runner is going to find that one ribbon.
Yeah.
Sorcerers with Blizzard.
Boy.
Good thing we found that ribbon.
Good thing we have unrunnable Tyros, and everybody's got to kill them this time. Sucker.
Zar, you've done enough this seed. Do you really need to be praying for Warmech on top of that?
Oh God, Warmech, like, I actually think you poop your pants. Oh no!
I'm going to guess by this reaction that we're about 10 seconds out from seeing a Warmech.
Oh my God. This is actually the nicest Warmech you could ever ask for.
I mean, the bright side is when if Edge Figaro gets past this, he's good on night levels for the rest of the game.
Oh my God, if he doesn't get... This is the nicest yet most terrifying Warmech you've ever seen.
Well, it's terrifying because it looks like he's using all of the things you do not want to be shuffled out of Revisited.
Yeah. It was like lit 2, fire 2, lit 3, ink, lit 2.
And I saw a stun in there too.
Yeah, so you're like, crap. But we have a level 24, 23 fighter now, so GG.
Yeah, so Edge Figaro is about to... Edge Figaro is going to enjoy dealing with Kraken again.
Yeah, right? He's got the ribbon, so at least his fighter's gonna make it.
Yeah.
The fighter still has to get through 7 hits and 700 damage, but...
Yeah, and I didn't even catch and see if Edge Figaro does have that dragon armor on his knight.
He does have it.
Okay, so yeah. He is in as good an equipment position as you're going to get.
Yeah. I like his odds here now. Especially picking up that fight. And you can probably guess other runners are going to get that fight because they're going to be looking for the that ribbon. So they're going to check more chests than normal.
All right, after that fake out, I do have good news for you, Papa. Lord Fizzlebeef is heading to...
Ho ho, baby. All right, Lord Fizzlebeef getting the award for Channel 4 Eyewitness News, taking out a big eye and a gray shark.
Yeah, Lord Fizzlebeef, like you were pointing out, in pretty good position XP-wise.
I think so. Certainly 40 minutes ago, we would have said Lord Fizzlebeef is maybe in dead last. I mean, he had a really, really rough going. And now you could say, with our four runners, he's certainly in second place, I'd say. Or in a close tie with Tristal. I'm not really sure what Hangry Canuck is doing here. He's still looking for the TNT.
Yeah, if nothing else, though, I'd say that Lord Fizzlebeef definitely is at least in a strong position relative to the field.
Yeah, I do like the position he's put himself in.
Is Edge going for two-man strats? Edge only revived his white mage.
Got to get that experience. So I really like this because what are you looking for? You're looking for level 6 charges for your life spell, who only can be learned by your white wizards. So you have early temper and level 4, level 3 fast. So you have early temper, early fast. You don't really need the extra levels on these two. You really want the extra experience, or not experience. You have the extra spell charges and the extra HP on the white mage / white wizard to nukes and nuclears that we know are potentially not. They're not on Warmac, from what we saw, unless they're deep in the rotation.
I mean, I don't think Warmac has that deep a rotation, though. Like, I think that we are likely going to see those nukes and nuclears in TOFR.
Yeah, he's got four casts of nuclear, and I don't know how this really works, but he has 4 casts of nuclear in his skill rotation. So we didn't see any skills. We saw 7 spells, 6 or 7 spells from him, all really crappy ones. And now we see the rest of the party picked up, and he's really fortunate getting this Nacho fight here. Nacho gives about the equivalent of 1 Agama, or Agama, or however you say it.
Yeah, he's going to pick up a couple more fights, maybe trying to get a little more experience on his red mage and black mage before dipping down. Like, I'm guessing Edge's thought process here is he probably doesn't think he's in the lead anymore, but he has to know that he is doing well enough to where he can afford to take a couple of minutes, get that insurance on his party, because he's not lagging behind more than half the field.
Right. And I mean, we know 5 runners now have 2 orbs lit. Brats, they're joining the 3 orb lit club along with Edgeworth Ice Blue and Edge Figaro. So Bismarck also has. So this is gonna come down to maybe a Temple of Fiends of prowess and destruction. Cesar, dials us in an easy war mech, so we're hoping for a really hard Kraken 2, maybe.
I mean, I don't think that we can count. I don't even think we can count off Lich 2 based on what we saw from that war mech. Like, Edge, unless any of the other runners took that war mech fight, has a massive intelligence advantage, knowing how dangerous this Temple of Fiends potentially is.
Oh yeah, there's You're absolutely right. You've seen six, I don't know, let's see, there's 6 or 7 spells. And the worst you saw was Lit 3. You saw no skills, so you know that Inferno, Tornado, 4 Nuclears, and 3 Nukes are still on the table for Temple of Fiend Revisited. And that's got to be terrifying.
Yeah, exactly. This is a situation where, you know. But again, Edge is the only one who who else took Warmech. As far as I can tell, Broadster is the only other runner who has hit the air orb yet. So
yeah, Ice
most
Blue
of our
is.
runners.
I didn't see. I'm just glancing through the chat. I don't think Ice Blue got a War Mech, and he is in the airfield air castle right now. Maya picking up the ribbon, the soul ribbon. So I think now that you look at it, now that we're kind of talking, I like Fizzlebeast's position a little bit more because he's probably going to be the only one going into Topher with 2 ribbons.
Well, he, Jake Hoper, and Tilo all are potentially going to have the 2 ribbons.
Yes, you're right. The Marsh Cave divers.
Well, he didn't dive Marsh Cave. Canuck dove Marsh Cave, but I did not see if he picked up a ribbon.
No, but Tilo and Jake Hoper both dived Marsh Cave.
Yeah, no, they had their ribbons far too early to have gotten it anywhere else.
Broadster also has a ribbon. Curious, I believe he got his in air, so he'll only have 1 ribbon. He's on his way to Kraken right now.
Yeah, and Ice Blue appears to be our first runner to have all 4 orbs lit. So, oh hey, Adamant was also in Sea Shrine.
On the side of the ladies?
No, south of Sharknado Room.
Okay.
We are unlikely to see Lord Fizzlebeef cash that in, but it's there.
Oh wow, no. The ribbon is not in the ladies' room.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I didn't think I saw him pick it up over there. Mostly because our tracker didn't light it up, but there is that ribbon.
It's in the original Powerbomb chest. Wow. That's an unusual chest to go out of the way to check.
I mean, it's one of those things, you know, Fizzlebeef doesn't know there's a ribbon in his path. But Edge Figaro very quickly cleans out Kraken 1, and he will be our 3rd runner with all 4 orbs lit.
But looks like our second in to Temple of Fiend Revisited. Broadster gonna do a little shopping.
Yeah, and Bismarck and High Spirits are the next 2 out, it looks like, looking at who has what. So right now, you know, there are still 4 positions. It's hard to say who's taking up 5 through 8, but you'll staff in the validation chest, not the worst. Now, it's one of those things. Again, Edge a massive level advantage on that night.
Oh yeah, and I honestly think our 2 runners. I do like, and I don't. I like, but I don't like. I like that Ice Blue has stuck with his 3-man strats that he's done 5 weeks in, 5 weeks out. I really like this time he took a white wizard, which has been his Achilles heel through this tournament. He has been running fighter double red or fighter red black, and this time he damned the black mage and stuck with the white, which I think is it's just a showcase of his ability.
I mean,
to make that change.
It's the move you make. You know everyone else that you're up against has a white mage.
Sorry, we have not seen the Vorpal sword. I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah, no one has the Vorpal, I'm afraid, Czar. So...
Earth elementals are runnable.
Yeah. But yeah, we're going... So, the outcome of this race is going to at least see how much that solo war mech fight, taking that gamble, is going to be worth for Edge Figaro. Because that level 26 knight, he's going to do a ludicrous amount of damage.
Oh yeah, having the 5 hits with the Massa is
and fast,
unbelievable. With fast and a lot of temper charges,
and the power bonk.
And something has to have death touch in the Sea Shrine. That's got to be it. Because poor Fizzlebeef had a full health fighter.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Died.
So
it's got to be Sea Trolls or Sea Snakes.
Yeah, there were lobsters on his screen. I think it was the lobsters, because I think the fight that beat the crap out of Edge was 6 lobsters. I mean, we'll find out when we get to Water Floor.
2
But
Agamas.
at the moment,
wish you had those in the volcano.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm assuming that Lich 2 is not going to last very long.
No, I think we'll see some disrespect. Ice Blue back at the... I wonder if Ice Blue reset out? He's back at the beginning. He got in before Edge, certainly, but Edge is ahead of him now.
Well, he may have dodged those lobsters the first time and then discovered the death touch the second go around. And, you know, not everyone likely stopped to make sure they had those life charges on the white mage. You know, that may be the situation we're looking at on Edge's side.
All right, carry 2 down real quick. Level 27 on that fighter. I mean, I think more importantly than the 5 hits on the Mesmine is the nearly 600 health that the fighter has right now, which is going to be really critical.
And don't forget the M defense that he's also going to have at his disposal.
Wow, this is the next level here. Oh boy. All right, lit 3, baby. Come on, pile it on. All right, which is it that has the? Oh yeah, it is the lobsters.
I thought so.
Touch lobsters. The dream.
Yeah, no, it's always the lobsters. The lobsters are always going to get the bad thing. But yeah, Edge very wisely shuffling that fighter as far away from where the lobsters are swinging as he can.
That makes the water floor for Ice Blue even more deadly.
Do I put my fighter in the vulnerable position, my white mage in the vulnerable position, or my character who can clear out these god-awful lobsters in the vulnerable position?
Yeah, this is really smart here. Yep, I actually would have left the red mage where he was. You don't know what potentially could become. Yeah, Invis 2, fast. Where he goes, oh crap, this is carry 2, right? Kraken 2, I gotta rethink my strategy.
Well, it's one of those things I think is thinking.
Oh no! Oh shit!
I guess I'm about to find out what terrible fate has befallen Edge Figaro in about 5, 4, 3, 2, and there's the nuke. Okay, well, this is a comfortable position for Edge Figaro. He's got just a knight alive, and he's going to Tiamat after he deals with Kraken. Assuming he survives this fight with Kraken.
663 damage. Yeah, but the nuke wipes out the party. All that extra grinding does not pay off for Edge Figaro. It's just his solo fighter now.
I mean, that fighter might be good enough. He's gotten through Kraken.
Yeah, he is like level 28 now.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Everyone else has to deal with that nuke at the top of Kraken 2's spell list.
Yeah.
Assuming they
so
get through the floor of death with the lobsters, like...
That's true. Bratster is on Lick, and Ice Blue is on Carry 2. They are the only three, along with Edge Figaro, that are in Temple of Fiends Revisited that I can see. I'm just doing a real quick check. A lot of 3 orbers. Bismarck 3 orbs in Temple of Fiends. Will Cleosis has 3 orbs working in the Air Castle. Falconic has 3 orbs working on his Earth Cave. Who's this? Maya, also 3 orbs, going to go to the Earth Cave as well. Edgeworth, Big E, has 4 orbs lit, making his way to Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Yeah, not that, you should go anywhere because, y'all are watching the leader of the pack right now here on Randomania 4, but Randomania 2 definitely has a pretty good race going on their end.
Oh yeah, that's tight. And boy, we just given a little recap, and a level 29 fighter over here is just like, let me show you. Let me make Tiamat 2 my B word.
Yeah, see, the other nice thing that gets out of all of this, having this high level a knight, in conjunction with the ribbon and the dragon arm, like, basically, he's got such a ridiculous advantage dealing with magic. Like, I like how he's just taking these fights at this point, A, because he probably doesn't like his chances of running, but B, like, he probably is better off just killing everything in his path.
Well, he doesn't like that. Chaos gave him a good whack turn run, 1, and down to 201 hit points, and we see one of those nuclears that we have not seen yet.
Yeah, but it's one of those things like, he has a chance.
4 hits, 222.
I'm just gonna let you call this.
Rub. Oh no, run through the ribbon! Get out of here! Oh, Edge Figaro!
Oh, Lord. All right.
Oh my god! Wow!
So Edge Figaro back at the start, but here's the thing: he's still in the best position to get to Chaos first. Because yeah, but I cannot imagine any of our other runners have a more well-leveled party than that. Like, Ice might have a couple more levels on him with his secondary characters, just because of the 3-man advantage, but Edge has...
Through the ribbon. Oh, that's so gross. Bratster, I don't know where Bratster is. Bratster also only has 1 live. I'm trying to get him. He's got on 4. He's got to be around Tiamat. He must have fallen victim to that nuke.
I imagine that most of our runners are going to fall victim to that nuke, but Edge is experienced enough. He knows this game well enough. He has to be sitting there going, I just have to dive again.
Ice Blue.
I know my knight can take this, can win this.
Ice Blue has a clear advantage going into the Chaos fight with all of his party members alive.
All right, but we do know that Chaos hits like a truck.
Oh, Bratster gets another 4-worm fight. Oh.
Now, with 3 party members alive, though, Ice does have the ability to layer up his evasion quickly.
So we'll see if I mean, if you're Edge Figaro, you've got to be crying a little bit on the inside. Like, you got to be so sad right now.
I mean, yes, you do, but you also have to know, like, your chances are really good of advancing. Like, you know you made it down there entirely on the weight of having the levels necessary to survive some of the crazy crap.
Bratster's going to try and Edge Figaro it with just one character, and we have our first official done of the tournament race. X Ice Blue, an official SRL time of 1 hour, 45 minutes, and 21 seconds. And GG to him.
Absolutely. And, you know, if you want to turn away for a second, if you can, I believe he will be getting interviewed over on Randomizer Prime. So, you know, if you want to go hear his thoughts, which I'm sure will be somewhat grumpy, because the seed was trolly as all get out.
Bratster going to be the second person to chaos. I guess technically third, but only has one party member alive. So here we go. The dream.
But yeah, we'll still be right here keeping up with Edge Figaro and Lord Fizzlebeef and the rest of the crew.
So Bratster's getting a really, really nice beginning chaos rotation. Didn't get whacked in his face for 200 plus. Seeing all spells.
Some people have all the luck.
Chaos has Cure 4. And we do have our second done of the tournament, Bratster, with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 47 minutes, and 4 seconds, just about a minute and 40 seconds behind Ice Blue.
Mm-hmm. And he Randomania 2. Again, if folks are wanting to hear thoughts.
It looks like Chaos is like paper. Like, he must have rolled minimum HP, because Bratster literally hit him like 3 times and he died.
Ooh, but Edge Figaro is once more down to 1 night, and now he's down to nothing. Caught 4 lobsters in the face.
Oh no! This is poor Edge Figaro. This is so terrible.
Well, again, though, like, he doesn't in good position. Not great position, because the longer it takes him to get down to chaos, the more runners he has to worry about having all those orbs lit. Because, yeah, in addition to him and our 2 finishers, we already have 4 other runners who are on Temple of Fiends. So, you know, for being basically in the lead for most of this race, Edge Figaro is not in a great position at the moment. His only real, his big advantage right now is everyone else has to run the same gauntlet he's up against. Canuck, I believe, does have his floater. He has left the Castle of Ordeals, and I have to assume that's because he got his floater. It looks like Tristal has made it into the Temple of Fiends, but I mean, he doesn't count.
Bye-bye, Lich One.
Ooh. Yeah, Fizzlebeef's going to have his work cut out for him to catch up to the rest of this, whatchamacallit, situation.
Did we see if Fizzlebeef grab that second ribbon?
I don't think he did. I think he just go-moded through here, not even checking the greed chests.
And as we're just kind of sleeping, somehow in Temple of Fiends Revisited, what happened?
He lit all 4 orbs. I mean, I don't know what else you expect me to say there.
Alright, we have High Spirits and capital E Edgeworth, Falconic, and who's this? Bismarck, all joining in the Temple of Fiends Revisited trouncing with Edge Figaro here.
Who is water floor and has 4 lobsters in his face, 5 lobsters, but gets away from them.
Ooh, run away, run away.
Like, normally, you know, we talk about Kraken 2 being the gatekeeper, but I think in this case, it's the entire water floor.
The lobsters are the gatekeeper.
I mean, yes. Like, yes, the lobsters are rough, but the lobsters don't have nuke at the beginning of their spell list. But yeah, Edge knows at this point that Kraken have enough HP to be a real threat.
No, and we know that the last 2 fiends are not that big of a threat. If he can get a good turn order like Bratster did in his fight, we could see our third.
Unfortunately, he is going to have to once more solo his way through the rest of this, but Bratster did show that it's doable. And honestly, Edge should have had it the first time except for that rub.
Yeah, that rub was so darn unfortunate. Trying to look through the other 3 channels, we do have nothing new. Maya is in Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Yeah, I just want to point out though that Edge Figaro's step is just fantastic, because he got this same fight last time right after Kraken 2. Like, I think he might even be in the same spot.
Yeah,
so,
he might. It might just be a simpler out before you start.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you know, he is getting his step count, well, his movement exact here. I don't know. I'm impressed by simple things. Shut up.
That's what you expect from the top runners of our organization.
I believe the preferred nomenclature is community, but yeah. Trystal, meanwhile, is on the water floor, which, as we all know, is Doom.
Yeah, water floor. Oh, Tiamat has new clear. Hello. So we have about 6 other runners now in Temple of Fiends Revisited. But we'll see. Edge Figaro makes very quick work of Tiamat too. And we know Tiamat Chaos is not very heavy.
Yeah, if Edge just goes for an all-out offense, he probably will be in good shape. The problem is he knows how hard Chaos hits, he may not be willing to take that chance.
Yeah. Wow. The purple worms had like 600 experience, 600 hit points, and Tristle's covering his face like, damn nuke. Oh no, his poor Tristle's laughing on his stream. It's great.
Ugh.
So we still have
All right.
6 spots remaining. We have 6 runners.
That's right. No one else is not done yet.
Nope. And actually, it looks like... no, I'm sorry. We do have Falconic on Chaos right now.
All right. Edge has gotten his 3 defense swords off. He is going to power bonk up a few times. He may, if this Chaos is his pick,
wow. That's a huge
he
hit.
may one-shot.
Pretty close. 904 damage. And we do have...
Hold on. Let's at least give the stream time to catch up. All right, this is probably good enough. They'll hear it about the same time it happens. Edge Figaro is with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 55 minutes, and 50 seconds, securing 3rd place. And Zardia pointing out this is a cure for chaos. Good grief. But yeah, so I guess we'll need to see if he wants to join us.
No, he had Cure 4. I thought somebody else had Cure 4.
No, we didn't see Cure 4 out of any of the fiends. All right, I'll go pull him in real quick.
Join us, Edgy.
GG Edge.
I almost won that race.
Yeah, you did.
You did. You almost run that race by like 5 minutes. Rub, everybody loves that spell.
It's Chaos got vengeance upon me for bragging him earlier in this tournament.
I guess so. What's your thoughts of the seed, and how do you feel qualifying, taking the third in this race and one of the 8 spots for the brackets?
This was a ridiculously difficult seed, and I think it's going to be a little bit of trolley due to those Death Touch lobsters.
Well, when we saw you go through the water floor the first time, we were watching you. You took a fight. We looked away. We had 2 party members left, and we were like, "What was terrible about that?" And then we didn't even find out that it was Death Touch lobsters until you made it to Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Yeah, I tried to man mode with my white mage against the Kraken, and I would have succeeded if I remembered to move my ribbon over.
Yeah, we saw you going for the Defense Sword Mass Immune strats on the White Mage. Just a quick second, we have a GG 4th place Bismarck with the 1 hour 56 minutes and 57 seconds. So we have 4 slots down, 4 slots to go, and we have let me see here, Maya on Chaos. Falconic is on the air floor, I believe. Let me see. Hold on, he's healing up real quick.
Thank you,
Spirits,
Warmac.
yeah.
Thank you, Warmac.
Yeah, no, like if you hadn't had that unfortunate rub, you would have won by 5 minutes because Warmac just beefed you up. So we were speculating on this. I'm just kind of curious what your thinking was. When you saw what Warmac had, did that make you a little bit concerned about Temple of Fiends?
No. I never put any thought into what the spell is unless a giant thing comes out. Like, nuke matters. Everything else really doesn't matter.
We have our 5th finisher in the race, Ikben Maya, with a official SRL time of 59 minutes and 34 seconds. And we have our first forfeit. The Hangry Canuck has decided to quit out the race at the about 2-hour mark.
It is unfortunate, but he was pretty far behind, so it's also, an understandable thing.
Yeah.
Edgeworth coming in 6th place at 2 hours and 9 seconds.
Really close. 2 spots left. We have Bismarck in Temple of Fiends Revisited. We have, who is this? Silverfire is working on Kraken 2 and his last orb. We have Tilo Tilo in Temple of Fiends Revisited. We have Falconic doing Carry 2. We have Wilcleosis doing Kraken 2. And we have, who is this? Demarine is in Temple of Fiends Revisited. So we are heating up. High Spirits still in Temple of Fiends Revisited. So we have about 6 runners in Temple of Fiends Revisited vying for the final 2 spots.
So, Edge, another question. How are you ready for lobsters to stop being in the game?
Generally, I like really, really bad things in seeds. I'm just give me all them new command cats that are unwinnable.
I mean, in this case, I can't help but think that it kind of helped you out a little bit. Not that you probably would have been fine even without it, but having that incredibly trolly water floor between, the early nuke from Kraken 2 and the Death Touch lobsters, if nothing else, it definitely it puts you in a position where you were in good shape, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
So the 3rd time I went in, I burned off an encounter of lobsters on the fire floor. And I didn't realize that I had another set right behind it, but I got a lucky strike first. I don't know if very many players will figure out how to manipulate the encounter table to avoid a pack of lobsters in this scenario. So when I see seeds like this, I figure I might have a better play than a lot of players do.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's one of those... You handled a very trolly situation as well as anyone could have. And I think if Chaos hadn't gotten that lucky hit on you, you would have easily wiped the floor with him. You saw how little HP he had once you got that swing.
I knew I was 2 rounds from winning, and then unless he has the final nuke.
Hold on. We have Falconic just taken down Kraken 2. Only has the fighter left. And High Spirits is on Kraken 2 right now. Just lost his white wizard, so also only has the fighter. They are the 2 currently the furthest along in Temple of Fiends Revisited.
I mean, unless you count Tristal, but no one's counting Tristal.
We don't care about him.
Yeah, no, I mean, you also got in ahead of Tristal, Edge. So one thing that we learned very early on was that there was a rib in Marsh Cave, which should tell you how a lot of people encountered this seed.
Is this High Spirits also about to take, has just down Kraken 2 and is on his way to Tiamat 2. Falconic wiped. So Falconic having to reset out. Demarine on Carry 2. High Spirits is on Tiamat 2 right now.
Yeah. It's sorry to keep cutting you off, Edge, but it is one of those things where it's just like, there are 2 spots remaining thanks to you. In part. So
I knew I had a big lead when I I discovered that it was a break out of the inner sea seed and then when I find both key items in ice and volcano, and ice was tough. The only reason I get through ice as cleanly as I do is because I raid the armory before I go to ice. I think a lot of players get hung up on that ice cave just due to the nature of things. So after I locate both key items, I know that I'm in the top 50% of the runners at that point.
Yeah, no, like you had an amazingly made some good Ryan decisions very early on. Lord Fizzlebeef actually was dipping ice at the same time you did, in spite of having some issues getting through whatchamacallit. Through the early part of the game. He didn't dip the chests in, so he didn't have the money for save items. So he had to go back and get that money. So he did ice as quickly as we could, or as quickly as he could.
I believe Demarine and Lord Fizzlebeef are now in the lead in Temple of Fiends Revisited. Demarine's stream is frozen. I'm trying to refresh to see if it'll see she's on a pack of waters.
Yeah, Lord Fizzlebeef though, yeah, he came back like gangbusters, and you know, if he should be able to get through this chaos fight. He's got all the party members up. He's got plenty of firepower to load onto his knight. He is in good shape. So he may be joining us in a minute, and we can just talk to him directly about the situation. But yeah, it's one of those things like, yeah, so Lord Fizzlebeef actually did the same thing you did. He checked the 3 chests on topside with that level 2 warp, but he left, whereas you identified that, oh, I need the ship and the TNT, and went digging.
And Lord Fizzlebeef taking the 7th spot, 2 hours, 6 minutes, 51 seconds. We have 1 spot left.
Props to Czar for rolling this seed.
And I believe Demarine's in the lead, but I can't tell if her stream is really laggy. We have Jay Coper in Temple of Fiends now. We have Falconic Grinding in Temple of Fiends. We have who is this? This is Silverfire diving in. Will Cleosis diving in. Tilo is on the fire floor. High Spirits making another push. This Temple of Fiends has not been pleasant, to say the least.
Lord Fizzlebeef, GG.
Woo, baby.
Dude, for the problems you had out the gate, you came back like a man on fire. Like, you and Edge had to have had 2 of the most exciting runs of the field.
Yeah, my start less than optimal. I think everything that every landmine I could have tripped, I did.
Yeah, but you balanced it out by going for ordeals first and getting that air. You got your airship, I think, like 8th out of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we could say Edge what the heck is this? Why am I hearing a commercial? Edge had the easiest, the cleanest run through. You had the most difficult, especially at the start. You were kind of double dipping everything, and
well, yeah. I mean, I run into Topher, and I have essentially nothing. I'm relying on Rub of all things. I take a wipe trying to get the chests out. I figure, 8,000 gold, maybe I'll get something good in Dwarf along the way. Dwarf has an entire dollar in a house, so that doesn't go well, and to make matters worse, everything to Elflin's unrunnable. So let's go back and get the money, and now let's try dipping ice. Oh look, everything's hitting me in the face very hard and I can't live. Well, let's at least try and get the thing. Oh, it's not the floater. This is a ship TNT hunt. Well, let's go volcano. And on and just. Ugh.
It was a. We definitely enjoyed this scene as the commentators and viewers. For the runners, it must not have been too enjoyable. I'm actually trying to pull up Demarine's stream because it looks like she's in the Chaos fight. Nope, she has actually wiped. She is no longer on the Chaos fight.
Did Chaos
So-
do
Apparently,
anything
Chaos
bad?
has nuke.
Hmm.
So Chaos. That would mean Jay Coper is actually in the lead now, unless High Spirits is on his way to crack him. It looks like who is this? Silverfire is on his way to
Their way, but yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah, no, sorry, Lord Fizzlebeef. We were just trying to keep everyone abreast, but no,
Yeah.
you did a ridiculous job making that comeback. I think you're one of the only runners to actually have the full party available getting to Chaos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Ice Blue had his 3 party members up because he always runs the 3-man, but
Right.
most everyone else limped into that fight after the water floor.
Which is the fighter.
Yeah, I was terrified of getting bagged by lobsters, but I got lucky in that I got a first strike on the encounter I saw, I think.
Yeah, you and Edge both on yours, like Edge wiped twice, but his 3rd time down, the one where he actually finished, you got that unrunnable, didn't you? Or you got the first strike on lobsters as well, right, Edge?
I got a first strike on the lobster pack, the only one that I saw on my successful dive.
Everybody is in Temple of Fiends now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is at Kraken 2 or on their way to Tiamat 2, except for Jay Coper. He's just finishing up Carry.
Yeah, the only ridiculous thing I remember seeing was, I believe it was Stone Touch on Carry too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Kraken had Nuke at the top of his spell list, but you may have just not seen his magic.
No, I knew that the only way, because I had to use so many life charges early, I knew that the only way I was making it through Fiends before Tiamat is to just go in, all the nukes, all the fades, all the hitting. Don't worry about buffing, don't worry about defensive strategy, like only aggression is going to win.
Not a bad policy, especially because I think most of these Fiends were pretty fragile.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Edge, I don't know if I actually asked this to you yet. What compelled you to take that Warmech fight?
I wanted the XP.
Sounds like familiar reasoning.
I mean, it worked out for him. Edge went into Temple of Fiends with a level 26 Knight.
Jesus.
High Spirits is in control. Has 3 party members in the Tiamat 2 fight. Will Cleosis down to just his fighter for the Tiamat 2 fight. And Silverfire, they have 2 parties in the Kraken fight. Hoping the White Wizard does not die.
This is
Falconic has two party members done. And
hold on,
Tristle's
Papa. Tristle has finished in 8th place with a time of 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 48 seconds. But as we all know, Tristle doesn't matter.
Yep.
Boo!
Bismarck in the SRL chat booing Tristle for the troll.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, out of curiosity, just in case, well, I'm almost certain somebody else saw it, what did I miss in the end of Ice Cave?
Nothing to write home about.
Yeah,
Okay,
no. TNT was the only thing that mattered in Ice Cave. Unfortunately, it mattered.
Well, yeah. I was worried that I might have left a ribbon in there at some point because it took an unreasonable amount of time for me to find my one ribbon.
High spirits on chaos. 4 party members alive. Nobody else is past Tiamat 2. And high spirits taking it home. The 8th spot with an SRL time of 2 hours, 14 minutes, 57 seconds. GG2 high spirits wrapping out our final 8 going into the bracket stages.
So yeah, you guys did fantastic compared to most of the field, all things considered.
Wow.
It was a very hard seed.
If we discount my first 45 minutes, yeah, I did great.
Okay, look, I know I already said this once, but I'm going to repeat myself. You basically just you came out of a very bad situation and just blasted your way to victory. You forced your will upon that seed and it paid off.
Yeah. I mean, maximum aggression was the only thing I had left going for me at that point. It was that or nothing.
Oh, look, it's the jerk. Hi, Tristal. GG.
I don't think that's necessary.
You knew what you were doing, Dunning.
Okay.
Cause I can honestly say, Lord Fizzlebeef, from the time you got your floater to the time you finished was probably the quickest out of the other runners.
Mm-hmm.
We have Tilo Dunning in 10th place, 2 hours, 16 minutes, and 34 seconds. GG to him. Just a minute and 2 minutes and 20 seconds off pace. Falconic, just behind. 2 hours, 16 minutes, 48 seconds.
Yeah, no, seriously though, Tristal, good run. I apologize that you went to Marsh Cave.
Actually, it got me the only ribbon I found, so that actually was okay, but TOFR had some other ideas.
There was a ribbon in the greed chests in Sky Castle.
Yeah, and the old power bunk chest had the other one.
I'll tell the truth. I honestly don't even know where the vanilla power bunk chest is. Is it in Mermaid's?
Yeah, it's
No,
in the bottom
it's...
left of Sharknado floor in Sea Shrine.
Okay, fair enough.
Zemarine has forfeited. Silverfire Duns with a 217.26. GG to them.
Yeah. No, this has been a really exciting race to behold. Oh man, no, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit strung out at this point because oh god, this day has been long.
You're telling me.
Yeah, this race is what Twitch chat loves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad we saved the most interesting Swiss flag seed for last. That was crazy.
This was a really interesting Swiss seed from start to finish.
Yeah.
And this is why we limit how often Czar's allowed to roll seeds.
Czar did well.
We thought Cyclone was bad.
But yeah, I don't recall if I actually got this out or if I got cut off by Papa being excited about things, but Edge, Lord Fizzlebeef, you two are allowed to breathe now.
Whew. Can I breathe too?
Not sure if real.
Oh, it's real, sir. It's real.
Now, the downside is that you're going to need to get ready for your Swiss pairings here soon. Mm-hmm. Not Swiss, your bracket pairings here soon. But you've made it this far.
Yep.
Yeah,
this is as far as I wanted
really
to make
excited for the round of 16. I'm really excited for the round of 16. I predict to see a lot of runners that have troubles because The bracket stage is very different than from the Swiss stage.
Yeah, the extra whatchamacallits, I'm forgetting words here. The
Remember
extra
when we used to dig
incentive
everything?
spots.
Yeah, it'll be like that again, ish.
But with the advantage of also having to go talk to Derek occasionally.
And get a bridge.
You mean like this seed?
Yeah, right?
Well, yes, but sometimes Derek might have something more fun, like a pure potion.
So we only have 2 runners left going, Will Cleosis and Jay Coper. Jay Coper is on Tiamat 2 with 2 Light Warrior party members alive. And Will Cleosis is going to carry 2 right now.
Yeah.
How about that carry 2 stone touch?
Who was it? I think it was Edge was fortunate because one of his party members got whacked for like 97% of his health, but he got stone touch, so he didn't die.
Yeah, that was not me because mine Black Mage got slapped for like 200% of his health, and as the numbers were coming up, I saw stopped and then dead, and it's just like, oh, all right, so that's bad.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure that it didn't really matter because I was either going to get lobstered or I wasn't going to get lobstered. So
I actually didn't even get lobstered on any of my dives. I just died to other random stuff.
So did you... I have to apologize, Tristal. We kind of ignored you in favor of the runners who actually had their tournament lives on the line.
Of course.
But
did you get the nuke from Kraken too?
Oh yeah, that definitely happened. I tried to man mode it with my knight, but Kraken 2 wasn't even going to let that happen.
I have to say, we did. We honestly, we stopped watching you because we were like, yeah, you know, Edges and Topher, and you had like 1 orb lit, and then Edge wiped, and we looked over, and you were entering Topher, and we were like, what the hell happened in this like 8 minutes of time? Like, you just blazed through 3 freaking Fiend dungeons in the matter of like 12 minutes, and we're in Topher with everybody else.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was crazy. It was literally, we were like, what the beep happened?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of hoping we don't have troll seeds like that in the bracket stage for me, because I'm okay with TNT required. That was awesome. But I don't know how many times I died. I mean, the stats will come up eventually, but yeah, it was just so brutal for me.
And we have a done from Jay Coper with an official SRR time of 2 hours, 20 minutes, 10 seconds. GG to him. Unfortunately, will not be advancing, but a very, very good race on his part.
So I think that we are about due to kick over to Randomania.
Randomania 2.
Yeah.
We're going to Randomania 2 now.
Well, wherever we're getting kicked over to, stay tuned, follow the hosts. We will have a special announcement once everything's said and done. Basically, when Will Cleosis makes it through the Temple of Fiends Revisited from Hell. But final thoughts from y'all before we bounce out.
Good luck to all that made it in the bracket stage.
To reiterate,
I'll echo that.
Edge?
GG, well played. I'm happy to be out of the Swiss seeds, and I'm happy to be into the bracket seeds. I'm excited for some more Final Fantasy Randomizer in the next month.
And I'm personally excited that most of my reliable commentators did not make it into these stages. I mean, what?
Wow, thanks. I mean, let's not even rub salt into the wound that he forfeited an hour in. But thanks, buddy. I really appreciate it. I just want to say we had it's not even. We had the best stream. I mean, Edge put on an absolute clinic, and
Lord Fizzlebeef
Tristal and
way to victory.
Oh yeah, Tristal and Lord Fizzlebeef really showed just an absolute ability to come from behind. Because I mean, you guys were definitely Tristal. I don't. What happened at Peninsula Power? Because I swear to God, you were there for like 15 minutes, and when you were done, you were like level 8.
Well, I had to go back once to revive party members. I tried to use Quad X or Rub to kill a bunch of giants because there really wasn't anything else I could do. The Zombies had too much HP to rely on just Harm 3. The magic was just so terrible in the seed. I was trying anything I could because I knew I would have to go into either Volcano or Ice probably
Guys,
for progression. So
why did you ask another question? We're trying to wrap.
We had the best stream. I love you guys. Well, always a pleasure working with you, sir.
Yeah,
Randomania 2 coming in the house. Hot.
Make sure to follow these runners. This was Randomania 4.
Yeah, we're going to Randomania 2.
We're going to Randomania 2. Make sure to follow these runners. Make sure to follow Papa Foys, who kept up with everything that was going on while I was busy putting out fires in the background. Our tracker, Mr. Versetti, did a fantastic job. And that's everything. See you, folks.
Bye, guys. We love you.
yeah, anyway.